Welcome back, collectors. I'm your host, Brandon, and today we're going to get off the beaten path here, and we are going into a new segment called Misunderstood. Misunderstood. Let's get this into the car spirit. Misunderstood. All right, what that means is we're going to go through some random comments on Fragrantica. We're just going to have somewhat of a one-way discussion, but please feel the need and the obligation and the freedom to make as many comments as you like, whether you agree, disagree, or you think some of these are sorewa kumateki da. Without further ado, we're going to get straight into the first one, and it is by Cherish252. I'm not a fanboy of divorce. Reading with Brandon, starting off fantastically. I'm not a fanboy of Dior Sauvage, but the minute I sprayed this, it surprised me. The spray is very fine and soft, and that's a good description of the scent image. Interesting. Unlike the sharp, screechy, and overly loud EDT, this is a softer, more natural, and more calming, powerful scent. Has the same basic underlying DNA, but softer, ethereal, neutral, and a mature scent. For those who want to like Sauvage but find it too juvenile or screechy, this is the answer. He gave it a rating. Scent 8.5, longevity 8, sillage 8. I agree with a lot of the things that he said. Yeah, I agree with a lot of this. I haven't necessarily smelled the EDT inside of this, as far as like the baseline DNA, but I do think that this is a mature version of that line, for sure. All right. This is Mitsu. Extremely boring, cheap shower gel scent. Just awful. Just awful. Yo. Diabolical. Also, this person just jumps in. Also, don't spray this on clothes that isn't white. This should be this should be sprayed on skin as the bottle produces white residue. This will stay on skin for a long time though. You can spray this on black. It's not that big of a deal. It will dissipate. It's not that big of a deal. Moving on. I'm going to use up a lot of this fragrance. It's almost out. Okay. Shane02890. This does not deserve... This guy comes in with a force. This does not deserve the hate that it gets from YouTubers. If you like the Dior Sauvage line and understand how they project, then you'll like this as a change-up. This is a musky and soft, spicy, intimate scent, but bold making. This guy's sentences are crazy. The more all-around wearable. Sauvage for school and work. I would recommend fragrance to anyone. I would recommend it fragrance to anyone. Oh my goodness. I'm not even going to give that one any energy. I think we're past 5. What are we, 4 minutes in? Let's keep going though. Unpopular opinion here. Unpopular opinion here. I really love it. The scent pyramid is accurate. Lavender-aromatic fused with soft musk and a hint of spice. It's very nice. Yes, water-based, but that's secondary. It's a nice scent, and I'm wearing it often these days. As Little D says, it will probably earn recognition later. Okay, it must be another commenter. Because isn't that a rapper? I don't know. And that's by JB75. I agree with that. Lavender aromatic fused with soft musk. Very nice. Water-based, but that's secondary. I don't think the water-based aspect of it has anything to do with the way it smells. Maybe it does. Yeah. Moving on. I'm looking for a negative comment, but these are all positive. Revisited this scent having last worn it over a year ago, and it to me is just unwearable. Nothing to do with the performance, which is excellent, but it just gives off a musty old granny vibes. Sorry to the old, sorry to any grannies out there. That's ageism, sir. To me, it's just old-fashioned lavender soap mixed with milk and musk, with some spices thrown in to make it at least have some semi-balance with the OG. That is diabolical. It's unisex, I think. Age 35 plus. Maybe later. Maybe layer it with something fresh and citrusy. Cut through the cloying density. Comes sputteringly out, slightly oily and milky, like a watered down balm. 6 out of 10. I respect your opinion, sir. That's by Andy Warhol's favorite wig. Yo, oh man, I don't know about y'all, but I'm loving this segment. All right, so he says it smells like an old musty granny. That's messed up, man. I remember smelling my grandma's when they would have like all the rose perfumes. They didn't smell like this. But Andy Warhol's favorite wig, I respect your opinion. We're going to keep it pushing. Let's do one more. Okay, this one's short. Got a 10 milliliter sample. Meh. I think it's not a terrible smell, but I don't think I would pay for a whole bottle. Okay, respect. Let's do one more. That's by Zydemat. Just got a sample after buying Dior Homme Sport. And to be honest, all the memes and jokes aside, this isn't a bad singer. Got 5 hours before skin scent, and it's a powdery version of the OG. This could be good for work, but I'll never own this brand because everyone has is. That he gave it a 6.9 out of 10. It's not it's not as bad as everybody says it is. All right, and that's by Tommy Sense 323, and that was on 9/5/25. Okay, so let me know what you guys think of this segment. I love this. Being able to actually read what people think. It's not just about what me and you think when we talk about the community as a whole. What are other people thinking? Personally, I love this fragrance. I think it's fantastic. I think a lot of what people said about the fragrance, I agree with. So maybe it is a polarizing scent that you're either on one side or on the other side. Personally, I think everybody should have, everybody should have this. I showed this to my mom and she was like, she wrote it down so that she could buy it just to keep it in the house. That's how much she likes this. I think there was a comment earlier when somebody said how much they liked it. But anyway, that's it. That is... You see what's in my hand? Christian Dior's Fahrenheit. All right? Christian Dior's Fahrenheit. Leathery, woody, ozonic, fresh spice, aromatic, animalic, aquatic, floral, citrus, and green. And we are going to get into some fragrance comments. All right? So we're just going to scroll all the way down, find a section, and plop right in. All right, here we go. This is by Louis_098. I wish it never existed. This stuff is bad. Louis does not... That went right in my face. I guess it was the air freshener or the AC. Louis does not like this, guys. He wishes it never existed. This came out a week ago. All right. That is a long comment. We're not reading that. All right, here we go. This is a beautiful and by now a classic scent. It has one of the true originals, like to say Kenzo pour homme. I'm not going to read all those. Aqua di jour, or Aventus. You smell it and you recognize it instantly. That is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, since some will say that it is somehow a jaded and ubiquitous smell. I would not say that it is dated. However, with the right personality, it can still work at any age and in any environment. I agree with that 1000%. My only complaint is that the current formulation is slightly but noticeably different from the original. And though it smells well done, with the quality materials, it does not have the same impact and longevity as it once had before. So that was by Palo Santo. Awesome name, guy. Moving on, this is Shurav. I had it, I used it, I had it and used it in almost all kinds of occasions. I love it. May buy it again. I have seen some other versions of it, though, like Absolute and another one in shorter version bottle. Might try one from those as well. Moving on, we have Moha 92. True love is the first love. My father gifted this to me when I was 14, and since then I was hooked. I still wear it today, but only on special occasions. This is a true man scent. I think Buck would agree. Not for pansies who want to smell like cupcake. What? That's something. There's like Buck wrote this. That's hilarious. Ain't gonna be no cupcake in this. All right. So, moving on. And I do not share any of the opinions of Buck or any of these comments. All right, I'm just reading them. All right, here we go. This is Pupster. I had to try it on skin because I was shocked on how good this actually is. I was expecting an old school gasoline. Nah, this is sexy, airy leather. This is a sexy, airy leather with little gas smell. This is super masculine fragrance, probably on the top. All right, let's read a couple more. This is by Wesley Salamanca. Whoa, these ads are crazy. Asphalt melts in the wake of my iron steed. You want to talk about a Tinder profile? Asphalt welts in the wake of my iron steed. My leathers are burnt to a crisp. My wheels are the fire, and my head an inflamed skull. I am the rider. I am the spirit of vengeance, and this is the last thing you smell before I gaze upon your guilty soul and banish you to the fiery depths of hell. 10 out of 10, Salamanca. Love it. I gotta get out of here. All right, one more. This is by King Panda 69. It's my only second time wearing this, but I'm already in love with it. I really dig the smoky watermelon smell. Smoky watermelon. This guy's nostrils might have some issues. How can you even anyway? I feel very beast mode when wearing this. Ah, beast. Beast. I think I have a new favorite cologne. All right. So I know I said that was the last one, but this guy's got some history here. So this is by Levent _ last one. I first used Fahrenheit in 1990s. In 1990s. I think this was more popular back then. Compared to today, though, I have no significant data to back this up. Missing the old days. I have used it recently and finished a 100 milliliter bottle 2 days ago. It has a classic spicy, leathery, strong opening that remains on skin for hours. I reused it because of nostalgia. I don't think that I would use this again within the next 10 years because it's been way overused throughout the decades. And also because I have other new perfumes that I like. However, if you think about using this for the first time, I would suggest you try it out first due to its strong, spicy opening. It's like Dr. Pepper. Some love it, some hate it. And with a smiley emoji. And that will wrap this segment up. I love reading those fragrances, particularly, I can't remember, but the guy that was Ghostwriter, that was dope. That was cool. So that is Fahrenheit. Let me know what you guys think, how you guys feel about this segment, and if you share some of the sentiments that some of the people read in or wrote in the comment section. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.